What happens when you or your loved one are injured or simply aging and need long-term care assistance such as bathing, dressing, eating, transferring, and toileting? Many never thought about it or think that their insurance will cover the expenses or they can rely on the government for assistance. The lack of knowledge and preparation in this area can be devastating to the family finance and create a heavy burden to the family members. Imagine this. You just had a heart attack and is paralyzed. The doctors did everything they could and you are lucky that you are alive. But you've lost the ability to move half of your body. Think of all the activities that you do daily and how you will be doing them. What we always take for granted, the ability to do daily activities of living, is restricted. What will you do? There are a few choices. Getting assistance by our loved ones. If this is a temporary situation, it may make sense. But what happens when it is prolonged? How long can someone care for you and would you want them to? If they are put in this situation, 6 months, a year, 2 years, a lifetime, they may have to give up their jobs, be restricted in their ability to live their own life. Would that be what you want for them to do? Do you want to be that burden for them? Second option, go to assisted living facility. This is a good option and you will have regular care, though you will have to leave your home and possibly the comfort of seeing your loved ones regularly. Third option, go to an adult day care facility, being dropped off in the morning and picked up every evening. These kinds of facilities can be a good compromise, allowing your family to continue with their daily activities and caring for you in the evening when they come home from work or school. Option 4, home care. Hiring a caregiver to assist you in your activities of daily living, allowing you the opportunity to stay in the comfort of your home while your family members have the flexibility to continue with their daily lives. Whatever the choice may be, cost is a big factor. With a national average baseline cost for adult daycare at $100 a day, caregivers at $25 per hour, and assisted living at $4,750 per month and much higher, it can become a financial burden and devastate the family's lifelong savings. Many think that Medicare will pick up this cost, but this is not true. If there is a need for skilled nursing care, Medicare will assist up to 100 days. However, this is only for skilled nursing care. Assisted care is not covered and the financial burden is on you or your family. Of course, there's an option of Medicaid, but you would have to be low income in order to qualify. More importantly, you have to consider your choice of care if Medicaid is your option. Personally, I would rather be prepared and have the proper coverage so I would get to choose how I get my care. So this is where long-term care comes in. Let's break down the coverage. Long-term care insurance provides for your choice of care, and qualification is based on the inability to perform 2 out of the 5 activities of daily living, such as bathing, dressing, eating, transferring, and toileting. The cost for long-term care is dependent on the following. Every company will offer different daily coverage amount option. The higher the amount of coverage, the higher the cost. Long-term care offers various term coverage amounts. For example, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, or lifetime. Of course, the longer the term, the higher the premium. When choosing the right product, the client would want to make sure that they fully understand how it all works. Some companies will offer reinstatement of term. For example, you may choose a policy that will pay out for 1 year. However, the policy may state that if there is complete recovery for 6 months, then a new condition occurs, coverage may be reinstated for another full year. That said, there are also policies that will allow coverage for a total of 1 year, so as the benefits are paid out, it will deplete future coverage. It is really important to read your policy and understand your benefits very well so that you are not at a disadvantage when you need the care. This is like a deductible where premiums are lower when you can wait to receive benefits. Most insurance carriers will have several options such as 30, 60, 90, or even 180 days. To determine which would be best for you, I would consider how much you have in savings and what that affords you to do. An example would be, if you are unable to work, will you have enough to pay your expenses and afford the extra cost of long-term care? If so, how long can you afford to do this? If you assess it in this way, it may help determine how quickly you want the support from your long-term care policy, thus the choice of how long of a waiting period you can afford to have. This is a coverage that will allow automatic increase of coverage, most often on an annual basis. There are two types of increase, simple or compound. Simple means that the coverage increase is based on the initial coverage amount at a certain percentage per year. For example, if I have a daily coverage amount of $100 and choose a 5% simple increase each year, an additional $5 will be added to my then coverage amount. On the other hand, a compound increase option will be an increase in coverage by a certain percentage based on the current coverage amount. Let's do an example. You start out with a $100 coverage and choose a 5% compound increase. Your second year will bring the coverage to $105, but your third year, your coverage will be $110.25 because the 5% increase is calculated using your second year base, not the original $100. As you can see, choosing a compound option will yield higher coverage in the long run, but with that option, the premium is also at a higher cost. Long-term care policy starts with assisted living and nursing home, but may not automatically include home care, and the policy may need an additional endorsement in order to have this care provided. Having this option will allow you to choose where care are given, and to many, being able to stay in the comfort of their home is important. When looking into this care, make sure you understand the limitations, as some plans will only pay up to a certain dollar amount or a certain percentage of the cost. With the rise in this type of care, it may be prudent to pay a little bit more and optimize your option should you ever need the care. Different insurance carriers will offer different endorsement of extra coverages such as medical care equipment coverage, vacation coverage for caregivers, and bed reservation, where the insurance carriers will pay to hold your bed at assisted living facility or nursing home while you are taken home to your loved ones. This is important as there is a high demand for this type of care, and if you ever leave your place of care without this type of coverage, you may lose your ability to come back. Long-term care insurance is not cheap, but the alternative of not having coverage is much more devastating. If you think about it, 1 month of needs will be more than a year premium in most cases. In many states, there can also be tax advantage when you purchase a long-term care policy, so be sure to check with your accountant so you don't miss out on the opportunity to take tax deduction. When choosing a plan, seek out an advisor that is knowledgeable and have your best interests at heart. Make sure you purchase from a reputable company with a long history of dependable service and claims payout. Hopefully, you will never need this care, but just in case you do, long-term care insurance will preserve your wealth and allow not just you, but all your loved ones a better lifestyle.